Whether you're a rate chaser or just want to know what's a good savings account, you gotta know what rates are out there. And just because a bank has a good rate doesn't mean it's a good bank. That means it's time for the Battle of the Banks for June 2025. We've got 4 winners and 4 losers, but which one will take the top spot? We're gonna find out. Let's go! As we go through these banks, we're looking for 5 things. They gotta have FDIC insurance. They can't charge any fees. They can't have any initial deposit or ongoing deposit requirements. No direct deposit shenanigans. And of course, they gotta have a good rate. First up on the loser board is Ally. I really want to like Ally. They were actually the very first account I ever opened. And as you can see here, they have a 3.6% rate. I was like, oh, 3.6. That's okay, isn't it, Andy? I'm not going to settle for an okay rate, Brian. You shouldn't either. So let's take a look at what they got here. So we can see here, no fees, no minimum balance requirements. Okay, boom, that's 2. Right next to it, FDIC, that's 3. They're trying their hardest, but their rate has not kept up. You can see no fees. They do have this bucket thing where you could like subdivide up your money, and a lot of people like that, and not all banks do that. And it's a really cool thing that they do. I said do. And they're very popular. You can see that their app has a 4.6 rating across 11,000 reviews. So they probably have millions of customers. I wouldn't blame you if you did want to open an Ally account because they are such a big name, but I know I can get a better rate, so it's not for me. That's why they're on the loser board. First up on the winner board is My Banking Direct. And you can see right here on their webpage that they have a 4.4% rate. Bam! Take that, Ally. You can see in the corner they are FDIC insured, so boom and boom. If we scroll down a little bit more, they do have a $500 minimum to open an account. Fine, okay. Normally I try to find banks that do not have any initial or ongoing deposit requirements, but these guys, just the initial deposit has to be $500. After that, you can take it out and be below $500. I do have an account with them, and I can show you what the interface looks like. So right here, I only have just a few dollars in my account. So I did take out a big chunk of that $500. You can set up bill pay with them, and they are connected to Zelle. Not a lot of these online slimmed down banks are connected to stuff like Zelle or Cash App or any of those. So that's a really cool offering. Scroll down a little bit. They do have credit score monitoring, which is really, really cool. Like, I've seen very, very few banks do credit score monitoring. That is my real credit score, ladies. So for those reasons, MBD is on the winner board. Next up on the loser board, we're crapping on Amex today, and another one of those that I really want to like, but it just doesn't cut it, man. They're obviously a huge name. It's cool that they do savings accounts along with all of their credit cards and all of their other products. You can see that they are FDIC insured right here, but the 3.6% rate, like, guys, come on. We can see right here, there's no monthly fees. They don't have any direct deposit requirements, but it's like the rate. I can't get on board with the rate. That's why Amex is on the loser board. Next up on the winner column is Peak Bank. And one of the reasons I like Peak Bank is because they answer almost all of my questions right here at the top of their webpage. They are FDIC insured, that you can see at the top. They do have a 4.44 APY. They have no fees. They do require $100 to open. Like, okay. I'm guessing if you want to open a savings account, you probably have $100 to put in there. I hope. The only way to figure out if they don't have direct deposit requirements is to go through the whole thing and figure it out. Let me answer that for you. If they don't have any direct deposit requirements, they have a direct deposit offering, but it's not required. I do have an account with Peak Bank. I made a video going through how to set up an account. If you have a bank that you want me to check out, let me know. So here's their very basic interface. There's no Zelle, there's no bill pay, there's no credit monitoring, just very, very basic. Here's what it looks like. It's actually kind of standard. A lot of banks like have this exact same interface. Very basic statements, spending, open an account, a couple of settings. That's pretty much it. I gotta tell you, I like the basic banks. Other guys that have all these offerings, they're always trying to like spam me to like get into their other products like loans or credit cards. Like, no, if I wanted that stuff, I'd come to you. Don't bother me. I'm a jaded old man. Leave me alone.
Get off my lawn.
That's why Peak Bank is on the winner board.
If you made it this far, you dig the vibe. So go ahead and hit subscribe.
Next up on the loser board is M1, and these guys are primarily an investment platform, but they do have a savings account, as well as loans and credit cards and blah, blah, blah. If you go on Reddit, people love their investment platform, but when it comes to their savings, they're a little sus. If you wanted to combine your investment account and your savings account, that might actually work out for you, but it's not going to work out for me. I like to keep stuff separate. So let's take a look what they have. A 4.0 rate, the very minimum that I would even consider. If we scroll through the website, which won't take very long, they have like a bunch of like really outdated information on here. We can see like November 2024. Like, bro, like what? Come on. And they have a bunch of other banks which are way worse than them, which is like from August 2023. Like, dude, bro, we're talking years ago, dude. Come on, man. I do like that they have a giant FDIC logo on their webpage. Okay, so that's something. A bunch of fine print, a crap load of fine print, and then that's it. So what about the rest? What about like fees? What about direct deposit? What about initial ongoing deposits? They don't say. I had to do a lot of digging to get these answers. And for direct deposit, if they don't mention it, they don't require it. I didn't see anything about their initial deposits or ongoing deposit requirements, and I had to do a crap load of digging to find their fees. They have a $3 monthly platform fee, which could be waived if your investments in your savings combine more than $10,000. But if you wanted just savings, you have to have more than $10,000 in your account to get this fee waived. And at these rates, it would take like just under $2,000 to break even on this stinking fee. Y'all, I did not open a savings account to break even. You know what I'm saying? These fees be killing me. And that's why M1 is on the loser board. Next up on the winner column is PieBank. As you can see here, they have a 4.60 APY. Holding steady on the list. My man here got growth goals. One day, young blood, one day. Right here you can see no fees, no minimum balances, FDIC insured. They do not have any direct deposit requirements. You will see nothing about that on their website. Two things to know about these guys. They are app only. They don't have a website. If you're an old man like me, you prefer a website, you know, hey, you got to struggle with an app. You know, struggle. And two, they do wire transfers. So when you do your initial deposit from your current bank into PieBank, you will use Plaid. Plaid is a super popular platform that a lot of banks use to transfer money. However, when you want to transfer money from PieBank into your current bank, you will have to do a wire transfer. Now, my Wells Fargo does not charge a fee for wire transfers coming in. You will have to check if your bank does incoming wire transfer fees. I do have an account with them, so let's take a look at the interface. When you log into your PieBank account, it's going to look like this. So it's a very basic account. As you can see, I have a decent chunk of change in there. But transactions, wire transfers, deposits, and some settings. And like, dude, that's it. If you click on your account, you just see transactions, the interest that you've got. Like, that's pretty much it. The wire and deposit interfaces are pretty similar. You just select what you want, you click the go button, and you're done. One thing to note though, is that when you're doing your wires, you need to click the domestic wire number. Don't make a mistake that Andy made and click an international wire number, because yeah, I was sitting here in limbo for like 2-3 weeks being like, y'all, where's my money? But when I put the domestic number in there, it transferred over within like a day. Top loser today is MPH Bank. Andy, they have smiling suns on their website. Surely they must be a good bank. Wrong, wrong. I'll be honest, when I started researching them, the smiling sun gave me warm fuzzies, making me think that they were a good bank. Let's dig in. So just a little lower, they have 5% interest rate. Like, that is unheard of right now. But if you see right here, when you set up direct deposit, how much direct deposit? $2,000 in direct deposit every single month. If you've been watching thus far and not skipping around, I know how you do. You know what a good bank is, and this is not a good bank in Andy's eyes. The bank does not get to tell me where I put my money, okay? My paycheck goes to my checking account, and from there, I will tell the investment accounts where I want to put it. In their defense, they don't have any fees or minimum balance requirements for their free account, one of 4 accounts that they offer. So if you wanted to put your direct deposit in there, get the 5%, if you can do $2,000 a month, this one might actually work for you. It ain't gonna work for me. That's why they're the top loser. Our top winner today is Roger Bank. Yeah! So we can see on their website, roger.bank, that they are FDIC insured. You can see that right there at the top. Scroll down a little bit, we can see they have a 4.65% rate. Woo, certainly the highest we've seen so far, and a very generous rate these days.
I want that.
we scroll down a little bit more, we can see that they don't have monthly fees. They don't have any direct deposit requirements or initial deposit requirements as well. I did do a video opening an account with them, and we can take a look at the interface. One thing I really like about Roger is that they have a lot of budgeting and savings tools like built right into the platform. I was quite impressed with the budgeting tools that they have for like things that I would expect in like a dedicated budgeting app. I was quite impressed.
Most impressive.
If we scroll all the way down to the bottom, we click more on budget, we can see that you can set up your different budgets, like your rent or mortgage, your car payment, any kind of loans that you have, your internet, your electricity. You can set that all down for like each month. And as you pay them, you could like check those and fill those in. Similarly, they have a lot of savings goals tools. So if you wanted to save up for like, I don't know, some new shoes, or you want a down payment for a house or a car or whatever, you can allocate different money towards those different goals. Something that some banks do, not a lot. The budgeting tools, no one does. The dashboard you can see is very well laid out. They have your accounts. They do make you open a checking account. It's like, all right, like whatever. I mean, there's no fees with it. I just put in a couple of bucks in there and just, all right, give me the good savings rate. Fine. They do credit score monitoring as well. I've not yet set that up, but you can see your spending tracker and you can see your interest and other transaction entries right there. They do have a debit card that they'll send you because of their checking account. Roger really impressed me. They have a lot of stuff that like I've never seen before. They have a great rate, check all my boxes, and that's why Roger is today's winner.